And so just getting everything organized again, doing a deep clean was super beneficial. So if you're in a position where you're feeling rut, where you're stuck in the mundane and you're lacking that energy, you're just really feeling that slump, I want to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. And this is something you can try too, and something that I consistently do when I'm feeling this way. So once your room is clean, your bedroom, there's no laundry baskets, your desk is cleared, like everything is good to go, actually enjoy it. Don't go make a mess again, and don't let the kids in the room. It's time for another shorty episode, and we're just going to go through literally what I'm doing today and tomorrow. And as the time you're listening to this, it would have been a week and a half ago. We just had family stay with us for 4 weeks, like 4 entire weeks, a whole month of an additional 5 people in our household, which made us a household of 11, which was feeding an army. Um, of those 5 people that came, 3 of them are young boys who are just ravenous bellies. Like, let me tell you, we had the best time. And I really have to attribute us being able to enjoy our time so much is because I was super, super proactive before they got here. So the whole month of April and May, myself and my team were really trying to figure out how can we do as much of the things we can ahead of time so that by the time the family gets here, I can totally unplug, like 80% unplug. And really, it happened. So all the podcasts were pre-recorded. We did all of the YouTube ahead of time. All I had to do really for the time that they were here was to check my Slack messages a couple times a day. I would check my email in the morning and then again right at night just to see if anything was new. I did end up getting one client into escrow and closing them during that month, and then closing out an existing listing. And so it wasn't too much. Like, really, there was less than 10 meetings I had to show up for within 4 weeks, which was just beautiful, and still getting paid. And it just felt so good. But now that the family has left, I'm in a predicament. I'm finding myself in a major slump. I spent all day yesterday cleaning, just like doing the bedding, getting things cleaned up. Like, my kids' room was a disaster after having all those kids ravage it. And so just getting everything organized again, doing a deep clean was super beneficial. So if you're in a position where you're feeling rut, where you're stuck in the mundane and you're lacking that energy, you're just really feeling that slump, I want to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. And this is something you can try too, and something that I consistently do when I'm feeling this way. So number one, a deep clean. Like, I'm going to take an entire day to clean my freaking house top to bottom so that when I wake up, it smells good. It looks good. I'm not stressing about the crumbs on the floor and the dust bunnies in the corner. Like, it's done, right? So that automatically gives me a perk instead of being a constant nagging reminder of stuff, something that I have to do. So I do that. So I did that yesterday. I also took intentional time to just like be in my clean room. Like, once your room is clean, your bedroom, there's no laundry baskets, your desk is cleared, like everything is good to go. Like, actually enjoy it. Don't go make a mess again, and don't let the kids in the room. Like, just enjoy it the moment. So I did. I read a little bit yesterday. I'm still on the Akatar series, and I'm just about to start the last book. And I picked it up, and man, that is a Bible. That is a thick one. So I don't know if I'm ready to start it yet. I have a couple other fun summer books I'm going to read. But back to the point. Enjoy the clean for a second, okay?
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, and I hope you're enjoying this episode of the Work Like a Mother podcast. Real quick, I just want to remind you guys, if you are worried about missing an episode, you don't have to worry anymore, because we are creating a weekly email that's going to go out automatically every single time there's a brand new episode. And this email is going to have everything you need to know about this week's featured guest. It's going to have all of the links and the resources that we're going to talk about in this episode. So you don't have to go around and fumble through the show notes, but it's going to be served in your inbox every single week. So if you guys want that access, be sure to click below one time in the show notes today, sign up for that email, and then you'll never have to worry about it in the future. And bonus, if you really love this, we'd love it if you share this with a friend. Give us a review on whatever platform you're listening to, and we'll continue to bring new episodes, new information that's going to help you level up your life every single week.
Then the next day, this is what I'm doing today. I'm doing my errands today. So I'm buying and cleaning out my pantry and my fridge, because after having these 3 nephews with us, they have a 90% processed diet. And I found all of us ended up eating processed just because they were eating processed. And it's like so many things I don't normally let in my house were in my house for a month. So I did a clean slate. I cleaned out the pantry. I cleaned out the fridges, and then just reset to like healthy to go snacks. So this is something that you can always do, is just clean out the junk, right? So get rid of it so that when you're snacky, you actually have feel good snacks to go for. So for us, that's yogurt, that's hummus, that's fruits, that's cut vegetables. So I just buy a bunch of bell peppers and carrots and cucumbers and I slice them and prep them in the fridge so I can just grab them. And there's no like resistance that, oh, I have to prep it. Like it's already prepped. I also baked a whole pan of sweet potatoes last night, so they're ready to go. Those are really easy supplemental meals for me. Cottage cheese, and then I'm going to get steaks and chicken and just have it ready to go. So again, I'm batch preparing in shopping, but I don't necessarily have to batch cook yet, but at least it's easy for me to grab and go and throw everything in the oven for a quick roast, and I feel good about it. So I'm going to do that. The other thing I have to do that I haven't done yet, and it's in my head driving me nuts, is I don't have a clear goal for what I want to happen in the month of August. So immediately after the family leaving, I'm leaving on Wednesday for a week-long trip to Nashville. And then 2 weeks later, I'm going to be in DC for another week. And so my routine for the month is kind of thrown off because I have these 2 weeks of travel coming up really quickly. And so I'm having a hard time like just clarifying what exactly I want to happen by the end of August. So for a lot of us, I know this happens. If it happens to me, it happens to you. If you don't have a clear goal or a clear action plan in front of you, we're kind of like just roaming and living reactively. And that's not a place of high productivity. That's a place of passive, we'll figure it out when we get here, and then nothing's going to end up happening. So for me, I need a super clear goal of this is exactly what I want the outcome to be. What's the 5 steps I need to reverse engineer, and what do I need to do today? And some of that, I don't have that answer yet. So I'm actually coordinating a handful of meetings with people who are potential mentors for me to help me come up with that outline because I'm not sure. And so this might be a wake up call to some of you who would think, well, I don't know, so I just don't know. No, go find out. Go ask people who have what you want, people who have done what you're trying to achieve in some capacity, and ask them what they would do if they were in your situation now that they've done it.
Hey ladies, real quick, if you are looking for a mentor, I just wanted to remind you that I offer mentorship to entrepreneurs. So if you're someone who has a never-ending to-do list and you're spiraling out of control and feel like your business doesn't have a track plan, I want to work with you every single week for a month at a time. It's super simple, but I come from over 10 years of experience doing this myself, and now I'm willing to give that information back to people. So I've mentored real estate agents, I've mentored wedding photographers, I've mentored other business owners, and they've come from a place of overwhelm mostly, and they really just needed clarity and a couple of action steps to move the needle, and we've seen gigantic leaps and bounds in their business, like I can't even tell you. So if you're interested and you want to know what that looks like, I want you to go to marinatolentino.com, and there's a Calendly link there to do a 15-minute discovery call with me just to see if we're a good vibe check, to make sure we're on the same page, and I would love to work with you one-on-one to really boost your business to the next level. Let's dive back in.
Advice is free, people. Sometimes you have to pay for it, but there is so many experts and people that are more senior than you. So like the people that I'm interviewing are in their 50s and 60s. They're at the tail end of their career and they're in a position where they might want to give advice. And so you can absolutely go out, ask those people, ask for an introduction from someone who works with them or whatever. So I did this. I reached out to one of my senior pastors at my church and I said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And within 30 minutes, I had 2 connections. Hey, you need to talk to this person. This person's going to take you out to lunch. Like, done, and you just have to ask sometimes. So I'm going to do that. So clean the house, clean up the pantry and the fridge. We're doing a little bit of batching in advance. Then we're going to get super clear on your outcomes. That's going to be super important. And then after that, I think I actually need to go bigger picture because I'm still in like this funk of so much could happen in the next 6 months that I don't know what I want to happen. So I need to spend a little bit of time in prayer, in meditation, in visualization to think, if I could have it anyway, what do I want to happen by December? With my real estate business, with our honey company, with the Lulule Valley Farms, with the podcast. What do I want to happen with my family, with homeschooling, with Ryan at home now? What do I want our life to look like 6 months from now? And I just need to get super clear on it because I'm not right now. And it's not to say that you should always know, because sometimes we don't know and we have to leave this margin for life to happen. But it is good practice to at least know what you want. So that, again, you're not living reactively and like things just happen because they happen, because that's not a life of design. And so I would encourage you guys to do that too. So I'm going to spend some time journaling, For me, going into the Bible and in prayer is always super helpful, and I always get inspired that way. And God just ends up showing up and like will literally drop things in to my mind and be like, remember this thing? Or, oh yeah, you wanted to do this? And then like just triggers the memory a little bit. So those are kind of what I'm doing to get out of a funk. And I feel like they're tried and true. Oh, last one I left off is getting back into the gym. So I don't know if I shared on the podcast, but I had been working with a trainer for over 6 months. She was incredible. I really did relearn the basics so that I can go into the gym confidently today. And I know if it's arms day, I've got my 5 exercises. If it's legs day, I know what I'm doing. If we're doing glutes and back, I know what I'm doing. Um, but because family was here, I had stopped all of that activity completely because our schedule was just all over the place. We had done more beach in a month than I think we have our entire time living here within like those 4 weeks. Like we were combining it. The summer was summering, like if that's how I could best describe it. We were crispy. We had so much fun with everybody, but I let my gym routine go out the window because we were staying up late. Like the kids were up till midnight some nights, which in our household is like a never happen. Kids in bed by 8 o'clock sharp every day. But because the cousins were here, we let them just be a little bit wild and have the time of their life. So while the kids had the best month of their lives, I feel like all the grown-ups are playing catch up. So now that I'm getting back into routine, I'm like itching to get back into the gym. So that will be happening this weekend as well. And just getting back into feeling good in my body. I love feeling a little bit sore. I loved my routine of like my smoothie after a workout and just checking the box, knowing that I've taken care of myself a couple times a week. So that's going to be happening. And then this isn't really related to getting out of a funk, but I will say for my birthday, I treated myself to go to a naturopathic doctor, Dr. Kristen Coles. And I just have like this kind of paranoia that am I doing everything I can to be disease free in the future and like live a high quality life and a long life? And so I booked a consultation with Dr. Kristen Coles. She was so helpful. And I had my blood work done this morning, so I'm super excited to hear what the panel results show. I have a couple of frustrating health issues that I've tried working on, and it's just nothing is working. And so she's got some great ideas. And after talking to her about it, she's actually going to come on the podcast in a couple weeks. So I want you guys to get really ready for that coming up. But she's going to share so much good information. And I just want to empower you as women. You don't have to just go to the same doctor. You don't have to just go to conventional method. You have free choice. So I am paying out of pocket to see her, but it was already 10x worth what I paid her. And so I'm so excited to share and like learn more about myself and my body and my health. And I will share with you guys what I learned along the way too. But like I said, today is a quickie. And I just hope this helps you get out of a rut and maybe save this episode for whenever you're feeling that funk. Just pick it back up again. Remember, these are the 4 or 5 things that Marina said, and I guarantee you're going to feel great. And it doesn't hurt to always put on a high energy playlist and just force yourself to get that energy up. Go Tony Robbins style, jump around, get hype in the car, and you'll be feeling like yourself again in no time. All right, I will see you guys in another episode.